So it's the eve of election day, and today I'm going to kind of go through why it feels like 2016 all over again, why you're frustrated with the choices that you have. A lot of people are saying, hey, I'm tired of voting lesser evil, because that still implies voting for evil, and people just don't like it. So let me explain to you why it actually does make sense to vote for lesser evil, because we are here, you're voting for the best candidate there, and what you have actually before this is a lot of important election stuff. You have the primary, where you actually vote for who's going to be the candidate, and then you have the pre-election dropouts, where because these people didn't even get enough support ahead of time, they actually didn't even make it to the primary. So the primary is like the semifinals, okay? And so there are some people who just, they loved one of their candidates that dropped out or didn't make it through here, and they just keep voting for them, even in the general. They vote for them in the general just to waste their vote and protest vote and say, hey, this is who I believe should be president. And they'd be offended at hearing me say waste their vote. But I'm doing this video not to point fingers, but to show you that pragmatically that just doesn't make sense. Because this is where you're supposed to be involved and vote. And then here, this is kind of like it's almost a done deal by this point. This over here is the lower elections, because these candidates usually will come from mayors and governors. And so all these people that you're seeing here on election day, you're voting between, two choices for president, two choices for, who's going to be the senator in your area, all those sorts of things. You have to vote ahead of time, in the other smaller elections to actually help push those candidates up this way. So as this funnels up, at this point, you're voting for these people over here, they've already lost, okay? This is like, yeah, maybe, let's say this is the Super Bowl, and it's the Patriots versus the Eagles, and you hate them both. Let's just say you hate them both. And, you're going to put all your money down on the Buffalo Bills because they're like your team and you're just a diehard fan or whatever. It doesn't actually help you to do that. You're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your money because they're not in the game anymore. And that's where we're at right now. There are two people in the game, and to tell yourself that one of these other candidates deserves your vote, well, maybe they do deserve your vote, but that's just not where we're at. Those people needed to have gotten in over here, and you needed to have them supported here. And you can do things like phone bank, which is like calling people and just telling them to support, or go out to rallies, those kinds of things. So you got to be involved over here if you want to have better candidates here. Because if you just kind of like wake up every 4 years like you've been in a coma, politically, and say, oh, I hate these candidates, they suck. Well, if you didn't get involved over here, well, that was part of the issue. The biggest voting block is not Democrats or Republicans. The biggest voting block are people who don't vote at all. Even here, people don't vote at all. And so much less people vote here and get involved, and over here is just minuscule. And so we have a real problem with people not being involved in this country. And so the more you get involved in the lower elections, the more it funnels up to the general election. And I know it's not what people want to hear, because they want to say, I want the best candidate now. Well, you have to pick the best from the two that are there. And then you have to start planting those seeds of good candidates over here now. They say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So start now, be pragmatic, vote for the best person of the people who are actually still in the race. Don't put your money down on people who are already out and have been out since before the semifinals. Do the smart thing, in my opinion, which is to vote for the person who's actually the best person, who actually best fits your values, because one of the two are going to get that position. So that's my take. Tell me if you guys think I'm off base. Put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. I will see you guys in the next video.